Welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like the mirror is in the way. The
So guys, hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Time of the day is it? Evening.
It's evening.
You guys are having a wonderful evening. Waiting on some of our viewers to join the chat.
Yeah, one day closer
We got a burning topic.
to the weekend. Yeah.
We would like you guys to share your thoughts on.
So the topic is, or should I say, what are your thoughts on first impression?
Do you believe in first impression?
Do you think first impressions seal the deal in terms of interaction with other people, or do you think sometimes you can't really judge a person from first impression or first interaction? Whoever liked the live, thank you.
Please make your introduction.
Hey Trish.
How are you doing, Trish?
Trish, why are you hiding?
So Trish, the question is, what are your thoughts
Hey Cher.
on first impression?
Do you think once you've gotten that first impression, do you think it seals the deal, or do you think you need more time to make an assessment? Do you think, based on what the first impression is, do you think whether it was bad, do you think you should write off that person, or probably give them a second chance?
Guys, remember to like the live.
Channel band. Hello, I am American. Hello.
Hey, channel.
First 1 to 2 impressions, I make a decision. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I typically go for more than one impression too. But that's a good number, but I also think sometimes we need more than 2 interactions.
Correct. You do need, because a person can pretend.
Like, I've had situations where you think you know somebody, and when you find out certain things, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Hi Nicole, what's up? Happy Taco Tuesday. Hi Emma, how are you? Let me see if I missed anybody. I think that's it. Hi guys.
Hope you all are having a wonderful evening.
Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like the live as you come in, guys. Trish says after the first 2, it's not a final decision, but can determine if I want to proceed. Yes, I get that, Trish. That's a good approach. I get that. That's a good approach.
And again, I think it comes down to what exactly you are looking for.
Hi I'm so good. But babe, it's not necessarily about looking for anything really. People and people sometimes kind of connect
Yes, but
on first interaction, but
you're trying to figure out what type of person
they are. That's why I think one interaction or the first interaction is not sufficient. I don't think so. And most time, and depending on the situation too, because most times you're only interacting with that person for maybe a few minutes, could be an hour, could be a few hours. It all depends. You could have a really, really good day with somebody, and then maybe on the second go around, it's a totally different ball game.
You're probably talking to a totally different person.
Yeah. So Nicole, what are your thoughts in regards to first impression? Do you think the first interaction is sufficient in getting to know somebody or to determine if they are someone you would like to interact more or be friends with, or whatever the case may be?
Guys, remember to like the live.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up? How are you? Yes, Nicole, you missed the last live stream, but you caught this one, so that's good. It's good to see you too.
So guys, share your thoughts. We would like to know what you're thinking.
We're doing well, thank you. That's good, Nicole. Yeah, so for me personally too, it takes me a while. I'm the type of person that I'll kind of...
Why aren't we driving? We're parked. We are having a discussion.
I'm the type of person that likes to do multiple interactions, and then
for tacos.
Sometimes too I like to kind of observe. I know this will come as a shock to some of you, but I'm really a quiet person in general. The most you'll hear me probably is with friends and family, and of course YouTube. So, but when I'm in a different setting, oh, Trish says she can't tell.
It's the same for me too, guys.
Yeah, we're both...
I am not a talkative person.
We're both introverts, like real bad.
If I'm not comfortable around you, you won't hear me utter a word. That's just me.
Yeah. We are introverts at heart, like real bad.
I surprised myself by actually doing this.
Doing YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, so you never know. Yeah, so I'm the type of person, I'll just sit back and watch, and you know, if we connect, we connect. And I've been told that even in work settings, when I just started working at my job and other places too, and even in college, people would normally say, you know, they might be a little scared to approach me only because I'm more on the quiet side. Whatever I'm doing, I'm normally focused with it and stuff like that. But they say once they make that first
and it's not always a bad thing, because persons can't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, but they do say once we've had that first interaction, then it turns out, you know, we just click in some cases. And they're surprised too, because based on what they had seen and based on the interaction they'll probably get, they are kind of surprised at the two. But with further interactions too, they would realize that I'm not really a talkative person like that. I mean, if there's a conversation and it's flowing and whatever and it's interesting, yes, I'll be talking. But other than that, no, I'm normally a quiet person. But don't get me wrong though.
Keep talking for no reason.
But don't get me wrong though. I can be outspoken at times, like very outspoken. So I guess, you know, it's a double-edged sword.
Here. Jamal.
Oh, hi Jamal.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for coming in. Remember to like the live, double tap that screen.
Yes, I get to know.
Yes, I get to know you're quiet. Yeah, but I feel like that's not a bad trait, so to speak. I just feel like I like to observe.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah. I like to observe and kind of get to know people a little bit.
So you have the persons who talk to somebody to get to know them, and you have the ones who actually just observe and watch things play out.
What's this guy Pierce says, can you please sing a song? No,
Brother, the dear Lord did not bless any of us with that talent.
No, he didn't. Yeah, so and then you have in some cases where on the first go of meeting somebody, I would probably click with that person just randomly. And sometimes that turns out to be, have you ever like ended up being friends with someone you didn't think you would be friends with? And that was also based maybe on a first interaction kind of thing.
Queen.
Hey Queen, peace and love. How are you? Thank you for joining.
Hope your evening is going good.
So we were talking about first impressions, Queen.
What's your thought on it?
What's your thought on first impression? Do you think it's enough to make a decision? Oh, you're happy you caught. Oh, thank you. We're happy to see you too. Yeah, we're just here enjoying outside, but because it's a little bit noisy, we decided to stick to the car where we can kind of block out some of the noise. Yeah, so first impression. What are your thoughts?
First impression can be deceiving. That's what I say.
Yeah.
A person can pretend.
I can usually go off energy and vibes. That's true. Have you ever had a situation where maybe on the first interaction you got a weird vibe and so you're kind of standoffish from that person? But do you think sometimes in those situations, giving that person a second chance, or trying to have another interaction, do you think that's something you would do? Do you think that's
sometimes that first interaction turn you off so much that you don't even want to see that person again, to get a final or make a final decision.
Yeah.
You know who it is home.
You know who it is home by the church. Wait, did I miss something? Yeah, so in cases like that, and then sometimes you end up having another interaction and it totally surprised you about the first interaction you had. So you probably wasn't feeling the person on that first interaction, but for some reason you had another interaction and it totally changes your perspective on of that person or the situation. For me, I think if I have a bad first interaction, I definitely have to make a conscious effort. Definitely have to make a conscious effort to try again.
Yes, I have had interactions where I made a judgment and the second
interaction changed how I felt about the situation or the person. Yes. And sometimes that's a learning lesson too, which...
And that's why we can't judge a book by its cover.
Right? Yeah. I think
we have to dissect and...
Yeah, but I mean, again, I said how really, depending on how long that interaction was. If it's like a couple minutes, maybe an hour, or even a full day, you still might not know the true characteristics of that person. Sometimes you might even know somebody for months, and one day they surprise you in a way that it changes your entire perspective. So I guess it depends on the situation. You want to close the door because the light come on. I feel you on putting the effort in. It depends on the interaction to begin with, how it was. Because if it was a very uncomfortable or bad interaction, it would take a lot to get past it. I think so too. Because depending on what it is or what the nature of the first interaction was, I mean...
Yeah, that can happen. Sometimes you meet some persons and they turn you off on the very first instant. You're not even thinking about giving them the second chance to, show you who they really are. Because it's just... Please don't. Don't scare.
Yeah, so again, I guess it depends on the situation, and it depends on the situation of the first interaction. But again, you interacting with one person, and maybe when you see that person interacting with another person, you might think to yourself, well, maybe it was just the situation. But I do understand what you're saying in regards to it depends on how bad or negative the first interaction was.
Maybe that person.
But I guess it's up to us to know our boundaries. It's up to us to know our boundaries and then determine if that's a situation we, as Trish would say, if that's a situation we want to proceed with.
Or that person may be having a bad day and you just come across that person at the wrong time.
Because I there's this person at work, and the interaction that that person have with the general the general public at work is so like rigid. But then there was another situation or a couple of situations where their interaction in different settings and situations is totally different, which makes you think twice about that person. And then sometimes that confuses you too, because which one is the real you? So, you know, you gotta figure out which one is the real, which one are you getting?
We have some great pretenders out here.
Yep. Yeah, we have to, I guess those are some of the things we have to be mindful of.
That takes me back to go in with here. Gut
energy and vibes. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this saying where it's like if your spirit meshes with somebody else's spirit, and I guess that goes back to energy again, Queen. Because if your energy doesn't match with another person, then yeah, that can just throw the whole thing off. And I'm big on energy too. But again, I guess that all depends too if a person is really good at deciphering energy.
I mean, once the energy click with you or mesh with you, you'll be comfortable in that person's presence to, you know, express yourself.
True. As we would say in Caribbean terms, spiritic. Mm-hmm. Another situation I've had is where this person and I, for some reason, we would pass each other like in close proximity, and this speaks to the energy queen. We will pass each other in close proximity, and I'm on the edge of saying hello or whatever the case might be, and that person, you know, is just staring at you like dead in your face and making no effort to make that first interaction, right? And then something happen that causes that, or that forces you to have an interaction, and then from then on it's like two different type of persona. It's like what I was seeing before versus what I'm seeing now is like so different.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Two different persona.
Right?
So the next time you meet that person, you say, who am I dealing with?
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, I guess it all goes back to energy, and probably take your time in getting to know people.
Yes, don't rush.
And
don't be pushy.
Taking your time to know people and to, you know, decide if that is someone you really want in your space. Because at the end of the day, if you have someone in your space and you're just not content, or you're just not feeling the positivity or the good energy, then that can in turn affect your day-to-day living. So it's definitely important to determine what your boundaries are and what your standards are in terms of, you know, getting to know people, connecting with people, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything? So guys, this is not gonna be a long live. We just thought we'll come on and chop it up a bit. How are your guys' evening going so far? All right, guys.
Go live more and people will show.
Yes, Queen. We've been doing that kind of recently. We had a really good one yesterday. I shared it out. Thank you. On Friday. Thank you, Queen. Yeah, we've been doing that. I think sometimes too it depends on the time. It depends on the time, and sometimes it depends on the day. I guess it give and take.
Yeah, forget that.
Well, in that sense, yes, but I'm referring to because she's saying, you know, in terms of getting the flow of people. But we did have a good turnout yesterday. You could probably go back and check out that one. It was a good convo. Yeah, so guys, thank you for stopping by. I think now I'm going to get some food. I had a salad today for lunch, and that was like from 1:30 today. Much love to you guys. Thank you, Queen.
Same to you.
I had a salad today from about 1:30, so right now I'm famished. So I'm gonna see what I can whip up. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. All right.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your dinner. Thank you, Queen. Have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye.